Hi, I'm Mark.
Hello, I'm Shuen. We are filmmakers and artists from Singapore. So this piece, A Lotus Turns To Light, is inspired by the cycles of lotus flowers, light and time. And having the opportunity to create this 10-channel, time-based sound installation in the Oculus at the ArtScience Museum, we knew that we wanted it to be site-specific and to respond to the space. So what struck us was that conversation between the architecture of the Oculus that makes us think of the lotus flower and the natural cycles of light kind of in the space that you can observe throughout the day. Lotus flowers usually bloom in the morning and they start to close by evening, repeating the next day. And this cycle is itself a kind of response to sunlight and to time. So it's something that's very deeply significant on so many levels. So we were really inspired to make something that was similarly time-based and cyclical.
We composed 3 movements for different times of the day: the morning, the afternoon, the evening. And within each movement, the same 3 motifs repeat, although they are imagined and performed differently each time, with different instruments, different rhythms. They are also directionally shifting alongside the time of day, and I think in this way it creates different experiences throughout the day, playing with and responding to the movement of the light in the space, and also the color and texture of light as it changes over the passing day.
So in our practice as filmmakers and musicians, having that personal, physical touch towards the material is something that's very important to us in conveying emotions and senses in the pieces that we make. So we used a very analog process with this work. We created the 3 main motifs through a kind of light sound process, which began with capturing 3 film sequences of the lotus, of light and of the ocular structure. So we made these sequences into 16mm kind of physical film loops that we played on the 16mm projector, and the sounds will be generated from the projector through the optical sound system. So we recorded these sounds and we kind of took them, broke them down and created musical transcriptions, which we then used as the basis of the 3 main motifs.
We wanted the experience of the piece to be something very minimal, with a focus on texture, the use of space, playing with atonality and unstructured rhythms, right? And we really envisioned the piece to be almost like something that comes from nature, a very organic thing, and from the weather elements, which is not something constructed, but something shifting, unpredictable, full of chance. And we used instruments like woodwinds, cassette tape loops, prepared guitar, vocals, and synthesizers, as well as objects like the lotus seeds. We also used a lot of field recordings that we recorded here, like footsteps in the space and rain falling into the pool, picked up with an underwater microphone, reverberations in the structures like the pillars and the walls. And I think the instruments and sounds weave together in and out, right? Something that's like in sync, but sometimes not, creating a kind of sonic environment that can coexist together in the space.
So because the Oculus has this 10-channel audio system that's built into the space, we really wanted to respond to that and to play with those possibilities. So for the mixing process, we actually marked out the position and the movement of sunlight in the space, which, actually on a sunny day, it moves quite a bit, quite a far distance from one end to the other. So we use these markings to design the spatial kind of sound with our collaborator Cheng Li, and we played with how the main motif at any point of time would have this emphasized directionality that it's actually towards where the light might land at any point of time in the day. So in this way, the sounds kind of trace the movement of light as light travels across the space over a day. And we also played with how sound kind of bounces across the space, which creates a very different experience depending on where you stand. And because this space naturally invites this kind of walking around the central pool in this very circular movement, at certain moments we also design some sounds to travel in this gradual motion, like 360, moving from speaker to speaker and kind of being a kind of accompaniment to that sense of natural exploration of this circular space.
So all of this created a very interesting experience for us where movement is highlighted in the experience of the piece, the connections with cycles and circularity with flow and movement. I think that was really fun for us to play with.